This video is sponsored by RedTiger. This is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, Samsung's boldest leap into AI-powered smartphones. But here's the real question. Is this the future of mobile tech, or just a bunch of gimmicks wrapped in a fancy marketing campaign? Samsung says this is the smartest phone they've ever made, but what does smartest actually mean? I've been using the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, testing every AI feature, every camera upgrade, and even the surprising changes to the S Pen. And I have thoughts. Some of these AI tricks are actually useful, and others, not so much. Let's break it all down. Backing up for a bit, smartphones have kind of hit a wall. Cameras, they're already crazy good. Displays are ridiculously bright and smooth, and performance, well, even budget phones are now pretty fast. So companies need something new to sell us on. And for companies like Samsung, Google, and Apple, that something new is AI. But the question is AI actually improving the phone experience? Now, before we jump into that, let's talk about this design. Now, at first glance, the S25 Ultra looks really familiar, and that's because the changes are very subtle, as you can see here with the Galaxy S24 Ultra. First, it is a little thinner at 8.3 millimeters, making it the thinnest Ultra ever. And it's also slightly lighter, which is noticeable when you hold it side by side with last year's model. And the edges, they're a little flatter than before, which gives it a boxier, more premium feel. Samsung also made the bezels perfectly symmetrical this year. It's one of those tiny changes that makes a big visual difference. It's impressive. But the biggest physical upgrade this year might be the display. It's a 6.9-inch dynamic AMOLED 2X panel, and it's brighter than ever, hitting 2600 nits of peak brightness. Samsung also added a new anti-reflective coating, and yeah, it actually does make a difference. Scrolling is also smoother than ever, as the 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate now transitions more efficiently, making animations just feel super fluid. Now, for display nerds, this is one of the best screens on any phone, period. But while the screen is great, there are also some downsides to the hardware that we have to talk about. And yes, I am talking about the S Pen. For the first time ever, Samsung downgraded it. They removed Bluetooth, which means no more air gestures, no more remote camera shutter, and no smart wireless functions. Now, the reason is that Samsung needed the internal space for other upgrades. And for some people, this might not be a big deal. In fact, I'd probably say that for most people. If you only use the S Pen for writing, sketching, or note-taking, it still works just fine and you won't notice any loss in functionality. But for those who use the Bluetooth features, this is a big loss. You can no longer control your camera remotely, which was great for group photos, hands-free vlogging, or setting up creative shots without needing to touch the phone. This is one of the most practical uses of the S Pen, and its removal makes self-shooting more of a hassle. And then no more air gestures, which, while not as universally loved, did have some real utility. Flipping through slides in a presentation, or swiping through tracks while your hands were busy, or controlling media playback without touching the screen. Those were all small conveniences that did add up. Losing these features might not affect everyone, but for those who actually use them, it is a frustrating downgrade. If you were someone who propped up your phone to take pictures from a distance, this was genuinely useful. But I am curious, did you ever use these features, or was it just a gimmick to you? Drop a comment down below and let me know. Now, before we jump into the AI features, I want to give a big shout out to RedTiger for sponsoring this video. This is the RedTiger F77 Dash Cam, and let me tell you, this thing is loaded. The RedTiger F77 is the world's first 4K plus 4K Ultra HD dash cam, front and rear cameras powered by Sony IMX678 image sensors, which means you're covered from all angles with 30 frame per second video on the front and rear. The night vision HDR helps you catch critical details like license plates even in low light thanks to the night vision feature. And the built-in 128 gigs of eMMC ensures reliable storage and gives it 400% faster writing speed compared to SD cards. Plus, with built-in Wi-Fi and GPS, you can access and share your footage directly from your phone. Imagine you're an offender bender and you can instantly send footage to your insurance company. This makes it a solid deal for anyone looking to add that extra layer of security while driving. I personally think everyone should have a dash cam, and if you don't have one in your vehicle, the RedTiger F77 is the one to get. Hit the link in the description if you want to pick one up for yourself, and big thank you to RedTiger for sponsoring this video. All right, Samsung is going all in on AI this year, continuing to brand it under Galaxy AI, their new suite of artificial intelligence powered tools designed to make the phone smarter, more efficient, and more intuitive than ever. their biggest push yet to integrate artificial intelligence across the entire smartphone experience. So why are they doing this, you might be asking yourself? And it's simple. AI is the next battleground for smartphones. With hardware advancements slowing down, companies like Samsung, Google, and Apple are all racing to make software the real differentiator. Samsung's approach to leverage AI to enhance photos, improve accessibility, and just automate everyday tasks to make your phone feel more intuitive than ever is happening. Now, here are a few features that stood out most to me in real-world use. The first one was the best face editing, which is AI that can save your group photo. Have you ever taken a group photo where someone blinks, looks away, or just doesn't nail the shot in a way that everyone else did? Samsung's best face AI editing lets you swap out facial expressions from a burst of shots right inside the gallery. So instead of having to take 10 different photos hoping everyone looks good at the same time, you can now pick and swap the best expressions for each person and kind of combine them into one image. Now, if you've used Google's Pixel 9, you're probably familiar with this because that feature has been on the Pixels since earlier this year, but it's now here on Samsung devices, and it's impressively seamless. The AI is smart enough to detect facial alignment and lighting differences, so edits do look natural instead of awkwardly pasted on. If you ever struggle to get that perfect group shot, this feature might just save you from having to take endless retakes. All right, next, again, real-world use. Your phone can now read to you. Inside Samsung's browser, there's a new Read Highlights Aloud button under the Galaxy AI menu. Tap it, and your phone will literally read an article out loud to you.
Google wants you to chat with your TV using Gemini AI. Google's enhancing its Google TV platform with far-field microphones and Gemini AI.
Instead, it uses natural AI-enhanced voice processing that makes it sound smoother and more human-like. This is perfect when you're cooking or driving or working out, or just don't feel like staring at a screen. It also means you can consume news or articles while multitasking, whether you're catching up on tech news during your commute or listening to a long-form blog post while making coffee. Basically, it's like being able to read articles during those times where you'd be listening to a podcast. And even better, you can adjust playback speed to make it faster or slower, depending on how much time you have. Some may see this as a small addition, but for anyone who absorbs a lot of written content, this is a game changer. Next, we've all been there. You record a great video, but there's wind or traffic noise or random people just talking in the background, completely ruining the audio. Well, AudioErase is Samsung's new AI-powered noise cancellation tool that lets you isolate and remove background sounds with precision. And it doesn't just apply it as a basic noise filter. It uses AI to analyze the layers of sound in your recording, letting you keep what matters and mute the rest.
I had a lot of fun filming a little crab on the beach. I was down low with the camera inching closer and closer, till the crab was literally just the other side of the S25.
This is another thing we've seen on Google Pixel and the iPhone, and it's great to see it here on the S25 as well. For content creators, it's great. It means you can film in a noisy cafe, on a busy street, or even at an event and still get clean, focused audio. Even for casual users, it's super useful whether you're recording a concert or a family gathering, or just your next Instagram story. You won't have to worry about distracting background noise ruining the moment. Now, beyond those three, there are several smaller AI-powered features packed into the S25 Ultra that may not make all the headlines, but they could definitely improve your daily experience in subtle ways. For example, AI Select is an upgraded version of Smart Select, allowing you to highlight an object in an image or screenshot, and the phone intelligently suggests what to do next, whether it's copying the text, searching for similar images online, or even removing the background instantly. AI Summarize is great for those who read a lot. It can generate concise, easy-to-read summaries of long articles, notes, or even emails, so you don't have to scroll through walls of text. Live Translate lets you translate text or speech in real time, making conversations in different languages smoother. It even works during phone calls, providing live transcriptions so you can communicate seamlessly with someone speaking another language. That is super impressive. Oh, and for fun, AI stickers. Type anything and Samsung's AI will generate a custom sticker for you to send in messages. It's one of those cool, but not necessarily game-changing features, but hey, if you like personalizing your messages, it's a nice touch. Now, another one that I think Samsung thinks is bigger than it actually is, at least for now, is cross-app AI actions. Imagine saying something like, find me the best pizza places nearby, and then send them to Anna. And your phone actually does all of this for you without you needing to copy and paste links or jump between apps. It'll find the place you're looking for and just send the text for you without you having to do anything. The problem is it works sometimes, but not all the time, and definitely not consistently. Sometimes it opens Google Maps, sometimes it opens Yelp, sometimes it knows who to send it to, sometimes it does. It's just, this one needs a little more time to bake. Now, these features may not be as flashy as Best Face or AudioErase, but they do show how AI is integrating into every part of the user experience, making small everyday tasks a little bit easier to accomplish. All right, now let's talk about the cameras, because while AI is stealing the spotlight, hardware does still matter. And there isn't a lot new here. But if you love ultra wide shots, that lens has gotten a serious upgrade, jumping from 12 megapixels to 50 megapixels. That's a huge leap in resolution, and it shows, especially in low light shots. Details are sharper, edges are cleaner, and night photos come out with way less noise. If you take a lot of landscape shots or group photos, you're gonna notice a big difference. Now, the main sensor, that is still 200 megapixels, but Samsung has tweaked its AI-powered image processing, so now colors look more natural and photos don't have that over-sharpened, artificial look that some people may identify as a Samsung photo from previous years. Now, one of the more useful refinements is gonna be the smoother zoom. Samsung added a precision zoom slider, so instead of being locked into like 3x or 5x or 10x presets, you can fine tune your zoom for the perfect shot. A small change, but if you take a lot of zooms in photos, this makes a huge difference in framing your shot exactly how you want it. And then there's 8K log video. Now, if you're just shooting videos of your family or showing off your lunch, you likely won't care about this at all. But if you're a content creator or videographer, this is not only really cool, but also unique to Samsung's S25 Ultra. Shooting in log format means you get higher dynamic range, better detail retention, and way more flexibility in color grading. If you've ever tried to edit mobile footage and it felt like it was too baked in or too contrast heavy, log fixes that. Low light video also sees a boost. Samsung's new AI-powered noise reduction makes night shots cleaner and smoother without killing all the details. No more grainy, muddy footage. So overall, the ultra wide is sharper, low light is better, zooming is smoother, and video is more creator friendly than ever before. Now, for casual users, these changes are nice, but for photographers and content creators, these refinements will actually matter. So if you're on a Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra or older, this is legitimately a massive upgrade. From AI-powered features to improved cameras, there's a lot to be excited about. But if you own the S24 Ultra, this is more of an evolution than a revolution, and even that might be a stretch, as almost all the AI features found on the S25 Ultra will make it to the S24 Ultra in a future software update. So, what do you think? Are AI-powered phones the future, or is Samsung just giving us gimmicks with a fancy name? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll meet you there for further discussion. Oh, and if you want to see how Apple's handling this, I do have a video covering Apple Intelligence, and you can watch that and compare how the two companies are approaching AI. Thanks for watching as always, guys. I appreciate your support. I'm Andru, and I will catch you in the next video.